Good evening. I'm Linda Hart for Wright-Patt Credit Union, and I am the facilitator for tonight's live question and answer session. Joining me is Joe Linsenmeyer, Chairman of the Wright-Patt Credit Union Board of Directors, and Tim Mislansky, President and CEO of Wright-Patt Credit Union. They will be answering questions from the membership and providing insights about the future of our credit union. If you have any questions this evening, you can send them in using the column on the right-hand side of your screen. We will start off tonight with a question for Tim Mislansky. Tim, first question. What investments are being made to protect member information from cyber attacks?
Yeah, great question, Linda, and thanks for all the members out there who are joining us for this Q&A. When we talk and we think about cybersecurity for members, it's important to know that we place that at one of the top of the list for our priorities. Protecting members' data is one of the most important things we do. We recognize that there's 450,000 members out there who trust us to take care of their information. So while I'm not going to go into the specifics of what we do and how we do it, we don't want to put that information out there, so to speak, for the bad guys. What I can assure our members is that we invest a significant amount of money annually in improving our systems and strengthening our systems, in training for our staff, and adding new talent to our team who come to us with skill sets in cybersecurity, and really work hard again to take care and protect your data.
Great, thanks. Next question. What resources are available to help members protect themselves from scams and fraud?
Yeah, so I'll take that one because I think it ties back to that cybersecurity question. So as much as we do on our side to take care of member information, I think it's also important that members work hard to protect their own information. This includes things such as changing your passwords regularly, whether they're with Wright-Patt or any other institution out there, as well as reviewing your account histories, making sure there's no charges on your account or withdrawals on your account that you didn't authorize. In addition to that, the credit union has always provided and worked hard to provide educational materials to members. So if you visit the credit union's website, you'll find a number of educational articles out there. You'll find a number of online tutorials and tools that you're able to look at and view to take steps on your side. And the one other thing I want to make sure we tell members all the time and reinforce is that no member of Wright-Patt Credit Union staff will ever call you as a member at home or at work or on your cell phone and ask you for your account number and your password. If you get a call from that, I can guarantee you it's a fraudulent call. Never give your account number and your password to someone who calls you and says they're from Wright-Patt Credit Union. Or if you receive something in the mail and it asks you to click a link and put in your password in, you should delete that email because we will never ask for those things in that type of manner. So again, I think when you consider what we do on the cybersecurity side, and then we ask members to do things on their personal side, in partnership, we work really hard to protect people's data.
Great. Joe, the next question is for you. What is Wright-Patt Credit Union doing to address the utilizations of cryptocurrency now and in the future?
That's an interesting question, Linda, and it's interesting because cryptocurrency is interesting, it's new, it's kind of exciting, but it's also kind of the Wild West, and it's got some risks associated with it. So I would say if you're looking at cryptocurrencies for yourself as a personal investment, you really should talk to a financial advisor, somebody who understands cryptocurrencies and can make sure that investing in cryptocurrencies matches your situation and is an appropriate investment for where you are. When I look at the credit union and we look at cryptocurrency for the credit union, it's something that we've started investigating, and we're looking at it in terms of what makes sense for our membership. Is it a good investment for our members' money? Is that where we want to put it? And is it appropriate? And how do we do it the best way that we can? So there's still a lot of work to do and a lot of investigation we need to do to really make sure that that's the right way to go. So I'd say it's interesting and we're looking at it, but the answer's still out.
Great, thanks. This is just a reminder that if you do have a question, to please use your column on the right-hand side of your screen. Next question. How is Wright-Patt Credit Union helping members improve their credit scores and overall credit health?
Great question again. So we all know, or hopefully you know, that credit scores are used today for more than just borrowing money. They're used to help make decisions by insurance companies about whether you get insurance and at what rate you do. Employers will pull your credit and look at your credit oftentimes before offering a job. If you go to lease an apartment, they'll often pull your credit to see if you're credit worthy of having a lease. So it's more than, a credit score is more than just a number now that represents whether people say yes or no to you when you get a loan. So in last year, we took the time and the effort to partner with a company to roll out My Credit Score to members. It's a new online service that's free of charge to members that members can access via home banking, via mobile banking, and they can literally check their credit score every single day if they want to. And it also offers tools and simulations so a member can say, well, if I paid off a debt that I have, would that help my score and how much? Or if I opened a new account or I borrowed money to buy a car, how would that impact my credit score? So it's a really powerful tool. And when opportunities come up through that tool for us to save members money where we think we can offer them a better deal, a number of members have been able to use that. In addition, there's educational articles there that can always be provided, that are always provided to members. Beyond the Savvy Money tool that we have, the Know My Credit Score tool, we also are really proud of the fact that we offer a number of what I'll call member-friendly loan products that are designed with the member in mind. Our payday lender exit loan is one of those to help members escape the cycle of borrowing from payday lenders. Our Stretch Pay line of credit is meant as a low-cost alternative to payday lenders. And then we offer a number of fixed-rate signature loans, including our QCash program that allows members to borrow up to $4,000 in an emergency so that they don't have to resort to a high-priced lender. So again, I think there's a lot of different things we're doing today to enable members to know what their credit score is and work to improve that credit score over time.
Okay, awesome. Next question. How is Wright-Patt Credit Union helping strengthen the communities it serves?
So I think it's important for members to know and understand that we're a locally owned and operated institution. There's 1,000 people who work for Wright-Patt Credit Union today, and those people live and work in the communities where you live and work, where your kids play ball, where you grocery shop, where you go out and on the town and have a good time with your friends and your family. We're in those communities. So it's important for us, and we feel we have an obligation to members to support those communities and try to make those communities stronger. The vast majority of the lending we do is in local communities throughout the state of Ohio. And then we also use our Sunshine Community Fund, which if you were with us in the beginning and were able to watch the video, you learned how that's the charitable arm of Wright-Patt Credit Union. And through the efforts of our employees over the past several years, we've raised over $2 million and we've funded over $1.5 million in grants to community organizations that are focused on helping financially challenged folks, as well as remove barriers and create more financial inclusion and more financial opportunities for people in the markets we serve.
Okay. Next question. Due to current economic challenges, how safe and secure is our money at Wright-Patt Credit Union?
That's a very important question, and I would say that your money is very safe. When you look at the financials, which you can see if you look at the annual report, and we discussed some of them earlier tonight, the credit union is in a very strong financial situation. We have great net worth, we have good capital ratios, and you can see those numbers in the report. But it's the number one responsibility of the board of directors to make sure that we are good shepherds of their money and doing what's right to protect their investment in this credit union and to grow their money to the best of our ability So we spend a lot of time worrying about that and thinking about that. Also, the credit union is regulated by both the state and federal governments. So we're state chartered, excuse me, and so the state investigates us and audits us, and then we're federally insured. And the federal insurance agents, they review us and they audit us, and we get feedback. Generally, their comments are very favorable and very good. If they ever find a deficiency, we fix it. So I would say the money here is very safe, and my money's here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. This is a question that we've received from several people. So this has been asked a couple of times. Can members expect higher interest rates for their savings accounts, checking accounts, and other financial products?
So the really short answer is yes. In fact, we raised interest rates on our deposit rates on our certificate of deposit just last week. And we regularly review what our interest rates are, and we compare them to local competition. We compare them to what others are offering. We analyze and look at how much deposits we need to bring into the credit union to continue the lending that we do, because all of the lending that we do at Wright-Patt Credit Union is funded by the deposits. And as market interest rates have increased, and when I say the market interest rates, rates on things that the Federal Reserve sets, rates on the prime rate, on money market rates across the country, as all of those things have moved up, you will start to see increases in Wright-Patt's rates, in our savings rates, in our money market rates, in our certificate of deposit rates. The one downside to that for members is that while that benefits depositors, there's also probably going to be increases on the lending rate side, because as we pay depositors more money, we also have to earn a little bit more revenue to be able to pay the depositors. So you should expect to see mortgage rates increase. You should expect to see car loan rates increase. And the credit union will work hard to minimize those increases as much as possible, because we know that when the amount of your rate goes up, that means your payment goes up, and that means less money in your pocket at the end of each month. So again, the short answer is yes, you should anticipate that rates are going to be increasing over the next few weeks and next few months, and beyond that, we'll see.
Okay, again, just one last reminder that if you do have a question, you can please use the column on the right-hand side of your screen. The next question, how is Wright-Patt Credit Union helping counteract the effects of the rising inflation?
So inflation is certainly a buzzword that we seem to hear all the time, on the news, or talking with friends and family about how much things cost today versus what they cost just a few months ago. I read an article not too long ago that said the average family of four is probably spending about $2,000 more a year just on groceries and gasoline. That's a big amount of money for most people, for most Americans. It's money that they used to spend to go out to dinner or go to a movie or go to a ball game, and now they're having to spend that money to pay for food and pay to get back and forth to work, and pay to put gas in their car. So we recognize that inflation is a big issue for our members and for our employees as well. So one of the things we're doing, we oftentimes will always start with the core of who we are, and that's to educate members. So members have been receiving emails. If you're signed up to get emails from us, the information's also on the website, about choices you can make and how to think about some of the difficult decisions that some folks have to make when it comes to rising costs, and maybe how to keep a little bit more money in your pocket. The other thing that I would say, as far as advice to members about inflation, is that most credit cards, and most Americans have credit card debt, are variable rate. And so as rates move up, what that's going to mean for your personal pocketbook is that your monthly payment will go up, or your monthly payment might stay the same, but more of that money is going to go to your interest, and less is going to go to paying down your debt. And so I've been encouraging people to think about taking that variable rate credit card debt and financing it into a signature loan that has a fixed rate where every month what your payment's going to be, and your payment's not going to change, because that'll help control, again, your family budget, keep more money in your pocket, and help you get out of debt earlier. And then the last thing I would say is that while we did it before inflation started to run as high as it has been, the fact that we took the opportunity to look internally at some of the fees we were charging to our members, especially the insufficient funds or the overdraft fee, and we made the decision and rolled that out at the beginning of April to take it from $19 to $9 was a decision really made around we want members to keep more of their money in their pockets than give it to the credit union, and that we could afford and to not have that revenue, and we could afford to return that value back to members. Because we recognize that nobody purposely bounces checks, I don't believe, but people from time to time make mistakes, and when they do, it shouldn't cost them as much. So those are just a few of the things that we're trying to do to do our part to help members as costs continue to rise.
Okay, next question. This is kind of a twofold question. First part of it is, does Wright-Patt Credit Union plan to expand its footprint outside of Ohio? And then we had another person ask a question is, do we plan to expand our service area for the credit union?
Okay, those are good questions. So I'll start with the first one. At our strategic planning meetings, that question will come up from time to time of, do we want to expand outside of Ohio? And although there are some places outside of Ohio where we could expand, there's so much still to do in Ohio and so many more places that we can go in Ohio. And it makes sense for us to focus on Ohio. So for now, the answer is we're focused on Ohio. And to the second part, we have been expanding in Columbus. We talked about that earlier. We expect to expand to other parts of Ohio at the appropriate time. So that's something that'll be looked at and is often looked at. But it's important that we do any expansion of our service areas in a very smart and methodical, well thought out way. Because to be quite honest, it's an expensive endeavor, and we need to make sure that we're going to the places where we can be successful and provide good value to the people in the area that we're moving to. So that's important. And then I would say to make sure that we haven't overstretched ourselves such that the staff has a difficult time managing it. So there's a lot to think about when we do that. But we are continuing to expand, and we will. It's just, for the time being, it will be in Ohio.
Great answer, thanks. The next question. What programs and incentives is Wright-Patt Credit Union offering to make home ownership a reality for its members?
So before I became CEO at the credit union, I spent a good part of my tenure here in the mortgage area and in the home buying area of the organization. And helping members buy homes has always been one of my passions while I've worked here. It's one of those areas where I feel we can make a big difference in people's lives. When we help somebody buy a home, what we do is we create stability for that family. What we do is we allow them to start building wealth and building equity as they make their monthly payments. And homeownership, in my opinion, creates stronger communities. So homeownership is one of those kind of core pillars of things that Wright-Patt Credit Union stands for. So we have a number of different programs, a wide variety of them, from things that are very traditional to things that are exclusive for Wright-Patt members. Programs that have low down payment requirements, that may have reduced closing costs, that help members, again, and I say this, you've heard me say the same thing a number of times, keep more of their money in their pockets, and so that they can do the things they want with their money and live the life they want with their money. We also partner with a number of nonprofits throughout the areas that we serve members in, and with those partnerships, there are sometimes grant dollars that become available for members to reduce their closing costs or to help them with their down payment. And then the last thing I would say about home ownership, and this is something that I am really proud of for the credit union, is that when we make a mortgage loan to a member, half of the mortgage loans that we make are to help people buy a home, their first home. And I think that's really important. And I think that's really something special that Wright-Patt Credit Union does in the communities that we serve. So, we're all about home ownership, and we continue to look for ways to help even more members with it.
Great. Another question. How is Wright-Patt Credit Union encouraging the creation of small businesses and assisting small business owners?
Yeah, that's a really timely question. As we've come out of the pandemic, we've all heard stories, and maybe some of you watching tonight are in this situation where people have made a decision that what I did before the pandemic isn't what I want to do afterwards. And maybe it's I want to go out my own and start a small business, or maybe it's I want to take that side hustle that I've kind of been doing for a while and try to turn that into a business. And members need help with that. There's great resources in Dayton, in Columbus, in Cincinnati, and other communities we're in that are available to members, but they often don't know where to start. So earlier this week, we had two groups in. We had a group of people from nonprofits that support small businesses, small business formation, small business growth, and they shared with us what they do and how they work and how they help people who want to start small businesses and help businesses grow. And the purpose of that discussion was so that we would better understand what resources are out there. So when a member comes to us and says, hey, I want to start my own business, we can help get them to the right resources out there. The other meeting that we had earlier in the week was with a group of small business owners who are members. And small business owners that are minorities, that are women, and that are veterans. Because they sometimes have, whether they're real or perceived hurdles, they have hurdles to start their own business. And those hurdles, while some may be perceived, some of them are very real. And the credit union is committed to trying to find ways to help with those things and to help overcome some of those barriers. So I'm not going to sit here and tell members that we have all the answers tonight, but what I am going to say is that we're taking some very concrete steps to look at how we can offer programs, how we can offer a loan, how we can act as a sort of navigator to help members connect with small businesses or who want to start small businesses.
Okay. Next question. Do you have any financial advisors available at Wright-Patt Credit Union if I would like someone to help me with my financial investments and meeting my financial goals?
So we certainly do. We've offered financial services through a partnership with a broker-dealer for almost 20 years now. And we have a team of well-qualified, well-experienced, and what I would say member-focused investment professionals who will sit down at no cost to a member, talk with them about their goals, about their risk tolerance, about their plans, and then really work with them to create a plan to help them achieve whatever their objectives are. Sometimes it's saving money to send a kid to college. Sometimes it's saving money so that they can retire when they want to retire and be able to do those things afterwards. But if you're interested in doing that, call the credit union's main number, 937-912-7000, and ask to set up an appointment with a financial advisor because we have them all throughout our member center network.
Great. So we've received 3 new questions in regards to your new position as CEO. So we're going to consolidate them into one. What is your main objective as the new CEO? The next question was, is there anything since you've become CEO that has surprised you? And the third one being is, what are your long-term goals for the credit union?
All right, so I may have to come back to you and ask you to repeat one of them because I'll try to answer all 3 of them, but not spend 15 minutes answering them. So today was a neat day for me because I finished visiting our 34th member center. So in my plans as I became CEO on January 1st, it was really important for me to get out and visit the member centers, visit the locations where the people that our members deal with day in and day out work, and let them know about me, let them know about what I thought was important for the credit union, let them know what wasn't going to change. Because anytime there's a change in leadership, people want to know what's going to change. And I actually felt it was more important to say, here's what's not going to change. And it's that ability for us and that desire for us that the most important thing we do is to take care of people. We just happen to do it with financial products. So it was really important to do that. And the aha from that was I knew, because I had been out a bit over time, but certainly not a lot over the past 2 years because of the pandemic. I knew we had great people working for us. I walked away, quite honestly, simply amazed at the quality of people we have working for us, because they get up every morning and their sole purpose when they walk into the buildings that we have is to take care of you, our members. And they take great joy in that. They're very passionate about it, and it gets them excited. And it was just, it's so energizing to be out with those folks. So it's an aha in a very positive way, because it was even better than I thought it was going to be. So to the second question, I'll kind of combine those together. Again, I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm really excited about the opportunity to be CEO here. I've been with this organization for over 21 years, and I've seen the good that we do in the communities. I've seen the power that we have to make a difference in people's lives. If you watch those videos that we had earlier, it's hard not to get a little teary-eyed when you hear the impact that we can make on people's lives. And I asked some of our employees, I'm like, when was the last time you had a member cry in your office? Not in the bad way, but in the good way. And it generally hasn't been that long, because we do some amazing things here. So as CEO, my objective is to take the trust that Joe and the rest of the board has put in me and take that vision of being the best organization our members have ever dealt with, being the best place our employees ever worked, and that mission of helping people through life, and carry that forward, but carry it forward in a way where we start to even amplify beyond that, where we make a bigger difference in people's lives, that we put more money back in their pockets, that we help them be better off financially, that we help them be more engaged with their credit union, that we help them with all of their money needs, and that with our employees, that they truly believe that this is the best place they've ever worked, and that they have opportunities for personal growth and development and can achieve the things they want to achieve personally. And then that in doing both of those things, that we amplify their voices, that we hear more from members about what they need from us, as opposed to us saying, here's what we can do. And between the members of this credit union, between them and the partner employees, the board of directors, the senior management team, I just am so optimistic about the future of this place and what we can do for all of you out there and do for each other. So those are my hopes and dreams and aspirations about what we can accomplish together.
Awesome. That's great. So we want to thank you for joining us this evening. Unfortunately, this is all the time that we have to answer questions. If you sent in a question and we did not get it answered, we will be sending you an email with an answered response. And you are always welcome to give us a call, and we'd be more than glad to answer any questions that we can. Again, we want to thank you for joining us this evening. We thank you for being a member with Wright-Patt Credit Union, and we wish you a nice evening. Take care.